Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and indeed it has been a while since I have played a Supercross game. Now I will start by saying a few things. One, I know very little when it comes to bikes. I know even less when it comes to Supercross and off-roady bikes. I will say they're very, very cool, and I have immense respect for those that ride and race these things, but I know absolutely nothing about them. But I have had an awful lot of fun with this game. In fact, I've liked the Supercross series the whole time that I have played it, and yeah, I'm very much enjoying this one. Now, I'm partway through a career mode. I'm in the 250 class, one of the lower classes, if you like. We're just going to go and jump into the next race. Now, I presume these are all the real tracks, but I do not know. I don't know much about the actual real circuits. And so on this one, have we got rain to deal with here? Cool, okay, that's, I say only the second time we've come across that, but that's fine. Now, I am going to preference this, of course, also by saying there's a good chance I'm going to fall off the bike an awful lot. Some of these tracks I have been riding around this track here, I do not know, and I've immediately ran wide and hit a wall. We're off to a solid start on our first qualifying lap. This is why we have qualifying. It's essentially practice. Now, you can so I've got this set to sort of medium length race, so it's 10-minute races, 10-minute qualifying sessions, and this is kind of like the semi-pro race setting, as in it hasn't got all the different heats and so on. It's just a qualifying session and then a main race. You can whack it up if you so wish. Physics, I say let's kind of tackle with that one a little bit. The physics is pretty solid. Now, of course, I don't really know. Oh, that's a horrible corner to negotiate. Now, I don't really know much when it comes to dirt bikes. I don't know what to expect. On the most part, the physics here is fun to ride. It's a challenge. It does sometimes have its slightly wacky moments, especially when the bikes start oversteering and sliding around. They occasionally do very bizarre things that feel a little bit unnatural. They can get a little bit silly. Oh, I really struggle with that corner there. Like spinning around on the spot, and occasionally when you hit like I don't even know what they are, like the big foam boxes around the outside of corners. You hit those, occasionally your bike freaks out and does unusual things. Oh dear, we might be able to find out. No, okay, we just got to reset because I splattered on the inside of the corner. But on the whole, it's pretty solid. And a lot of the time the issues are coming from me being an idiot. Oh, that time there we didn't do anything stupid with the oversteer. But yeah, a lot of the issues are more to do with me just not knowing what I'm doing than they are with the actual game. A lot of the time I'm just, trying to get on the power, asking too much of the bike. You've got your analog sticks are doing your different controls. Oh, your left analog stick is doing the sort of handlebars, right analog stick is doing rider weight, and you're going to have to shift that around and try and maintain speed. There's so much to be thinking about here. Oh, I've jumped a little bit too far. We've overcooked that one. We got out of the final corner correctly, though. Look at that, see? We are apparently on pole position. One thing I will say with the difficulty, now I have got this set on easy at the moment. The AI are I say the AI are very good. The AI are very good / I am very bad. Let's put it like that. Easy. Qualifying, they seem to be significantly slower than they are in the race. So, while there are some tracks which I am better at than others, in general, the AI are about 2 seconds a lap quicker in the race than they are in qualifying. So if you set up a race, if you set up a race difficulty based on what the AI are doing in qualifying, be prepared for that one. I don't know if that's every single circuit, but it's been fairly consistent across the ones that I have tried. And I do also have it generally set a little bit easier because I'm going to fall over a lot. Don't think. With the exception of a couple of the tracks I am better at. I think Salt Lake City was one of the ones I was much better at, because I figured out the rhythm to it quite easily. I'm going to fall off the bike quite a lot here. It's, as I said, this is a real challenge. One of the other things, I say lesser things that you kind of see. there is a level of terrain deformation. Now, we're not quite talking snow runner levels of terrain deformation here, but it's something that's kind of caught me out. Over the course of the race, the track is going to cut up. It's going to... Whoa, I'm getting on the power too soon out of that slow corner. The track is going to, kind of change, and lines are going to become challenging, shall we say. That's all manners of wrong through there. Well, we've taken an alternate line. I think we'll get a track limits penalty on that one, but never mind. You will get kind of some level of... You'll start having grooves form around some of the corners, which if that's where you want to put your bike, fantastic. If it's like me and I have very little consistency, they often end up crisscrossing the line I am on, and I fall off a lot. And you've just got to be aware. The track is constantly not evolve. When I say, I guess maybe a slow evolution. You're not going to notice it from one lap to the other necessarily, but by the end of the race, suddenly things are actually going to be. It's kind of a slow. I can't tell you how realistic that is compared to a real dirt bike race. I don't know. It feels what I would expect to happen. With this kind of this slow, gradual build-up of the dirt around the place. Oh, there was a line there that didn't involve getting as much airtime. I liked that line. A lot of what you're doing here is kind of, as you can see, well, we've got these arrows here. This is called the flow guide, and that is a very important thing, is how you flow from jump to jump, and I've done it absolutely terribly down there. You want to be, and there will be lots of different lines that you are taking, and even this guide is sometimes not even what I would want to be doing in an ideal world. You can take different approaches to this if you can carry enough speed over some sections, like here for example. It's definitely quicker to do a triple. Some sections you are going to have to, maybe accept you'll be slower in places than others, so that you can, get the jump that you want. There's so much going on to trying to just get a bike around a circuit before we start dealing with the AIs around the place. Wheel-to-wheel racing with the AIs is not the nicest in the world. They are aggressive, to say the least, and they have little care for the player. Most of the time I'm falling off on my own anyway, but they can at times be a little bit annoying. I've not got this section right at all. Can we recover it? Nope. Sometimes it is better just to slow down to recover, so you can get a better line through the next section. No, we're having We're having an adventure. It's fine. We might be able to recover this. We can kind of hop over the top part there. I didn't really feel particularly great, but, it's all good. At least we can get a good section down there. I generally find that if I can get the flow at a couple of points a lap, we can just about make enough lap time up there. That we can get away with the sections where we're not being good enough, but this is because we're on a much easier difficulty level. This is, I would argue, one of the toughest racing games that I have played in just sheer trying to control the vehicle. I mean, I played many games, no assists, none of that sort of stuff. This is the one I would actually like to drive this, and you can of course drive it with manual gears. My brain is just struggling enough as it is just to ride the damn bike around the circuit. This is more like it. Oh, we've overcooked that one a little bit. We'll get away with it. We needed to slow down a smidge. I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with doing the gears as well as all the other controls that go on. In fact, I haven't got the separated brakes at the moment, although you will largely be using the front brake for a lot of this, because my brain just can't deal with that yet. Very slowly I'm getting the hang of it. We're very, very slowly getting there. Oh, don't know if I want to take a tight line through there or not. Oh, no, not if we do that. That just kicked sideways on me. There's so much just, simply keeping the bike under control around one of these courses. I do like that line, but that was way too much speed into there. We will get away with it. A fraction through there. Alright, enough speed for this triple. Yep. Okay, we're making it work. That was a little overdone. That was much better. We're gradually getting the hang of it. And that's what's so rewarding with this game, I would argue, is that when you start getting it right, and you start getting the rhythm, and you get these sections flowing nicely, it is brilliant. it is in some ways more rewarding than getting a car around a lap, because you've been dealing with the vertical, you've been dealing with getting all the timing spot on. Is fantastic, and that has what's kept me playing this game for quite a long time. Just trying desperately, wanting to figure what it makes me want to figure out how to go quick. And I've seen people who are very good at this game. They are far better than I, and the ability to like thread the bikes through some of these sections is just really cool. Yeah, as I said, it has got its flaws in terms of the physics occasionally doing derpy things and the AIs being assholes. Pretty much that section there. Oh, gone too far. We'll get away with that. But on the whole, it really is one of those that just makes me want to keep coming back, because I keep wanting to get better. I want to figure out how to maintain the speed with these. I think we're going to be on pole for this one way or another. I don't actually know what. I haven't been. Again, it's one of these. I have not been looking at the times to figure out how far ahead we are, although I'm not going to worry too much about it. We've kept mistakes to a minimum. This track's not... took a little figuring out, but this track's definitely not the worst I've driven in terms of technicality. There are some quite nice straightforward tracks. There are some horrifically challenging circuits. There is also a track creator, if you want to get into all of that, which I haven't dabbled with too much yet. I know there have been in previous ones of these. Oh, no. This lap was going well. This lap's gone poorly now. We might be able to recover this with a big triple there to finish. Ish. Oh, no. Nope. We overcooked it through that section, and it has all gone horribly wrong. We'll get away with a bit of speed through there. Got a little bit high. It's scruffy at the end. Okay. I mean, I'm going to ignore the relative speeds in this, because qualifying times are a bit irrelevant to what they actually do in the race, and we get to fall off quite a lot going into the race. Other thing that I do find a little bit difficult in this, the start procedure. The AI are just immensely good at the start, so I've found a way to cheese it, which is basically what we do. You're supposed to hold the clutch, rev the engine. When the gate goes, you launch forward. Now, because we're on pole, we can choose where we want to start. Ideally, you want to start on the inside. You get a clean run for the whole shot. Now, I'm not going to go for what the game would have as a normal start procedure. Instead, what I'm going to do is spin the wheels, nudge my wheel against the gate, and then when it goes, we will get a much faster start than I would have done had I been doing things another way. Little bit cheeky, yes, but it's the only way I can seem to get off the line consistently. Oh, well, we have immediately biffed it up, because we are now doing the kind of skipping over the top of the jumps, which is not what we want. Oh, and we've gone wide instantly. Right, let's try and recover this one, shall we? Oh, I quite like that liner through there. Oh, I've gone way... okay, well, I liked that line through there, but we went way too fast through all of that. Yeah, okay, interesting. We're going to go and retake the lead of the race. Thank you very much. One thing I will say with this flow guide, as you will have noticed, it is kind of useful for learning to a point. The problem is it doesn't tell you what speed you need for any of these sections, which makes it very difficult. Like, yes, I can tell it wants me to do like a triple or a double somewhere, but it's not telling me am I going too slow or am I going too fast for it. Could do with that, I think, as a way to help newer players, and certainly people like me who know nothing about this sort of stuff, to be knowing, am I needing more speed for this section? Not again. Cannot get this part right. Can we do a triple there to finish? Oh, we got away with it. We're going to try and run a little bit higher up. The line was good, the execution was poor, basically. That's fine. We can hop over the end there. God, I don't like that section there. We're very wide. I don't mind that you will probably see me as well running a fair bit wider in a lot of these corners. I prefer the higher line fast exit out of the corners, normally because I'm trying desperately to get enough speed to make the next section of jumps. So yeah, I do tend to run a bit higher up on the bankings. I mean, I don't know how... Again, a lot of what I'm doing is just how I myself am making lap speed. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the right way to do it. I'm just saying that's how I have found to be making some lap speed at times. Oh, there we go. Kick sideways a little bit. We try to use the rider's weight as much as we can in some of these places to stabilise the bike. Whoop. This is going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Fantastic. So, the thing that took me a while to figure out when you're going around here, this lap's looking actually pretty. Don't break the rhythm. Don't break the rhythm. Don't go too fast there, because that corner's terrifying. One of the things that, has taken me a little while to figure out is getting the weight shifting slightly counterintuitive. If I want to be turning, for example, I turn left here, I want to turn left with the left analog stick with the steering, and then right with we want to shift the rider's weight to the right on that stick. That just seems to work to get the bike to turn. Otherwise you struggle with a lot of it just doesn't want to turn, although be careful with doing a bit too much because it'll kick sideways, and it's a whole thing, and it's an entirely different set of skills to try and learn. I'm going to, when I set this up, I didn't know what track we were going to. This track I'm quite liking. It's actually quite a good demonstrator. It's not the most insanely difficult circuit in the world, but it's got enough challenging little sections to demonstrate the difficulties of this game. Oh, that's too far. Too far! Whoop. Okay, we went a bit too quick over there. I need to slow down a little bit. To be fair, I think I generally need to slow down for that section because I mess up the final corner when I'm overdoing it. Ideally, I'm probably jumping a little too far in some of these sections. You should probably be shrugging off a bit more speed. I'm just playing it safe. I'd rather... You can definitely get more time by... there's a manoeuvre, and I've forgotten the name of it, over some of these crests. You can definitely... Oh, we have actually completely vanished away from everybody. Well, me and the leader has vanished away from everybody. This is typical. This is the track I've figured out how to ride, so I could probably do with the higher difficulty on this one. I'm starting very, very slowly, starting to get the hang of this. Why did I say anything? Never say anything like that when you are playing a game like this, because it will bite you in the ass almost immediately. We've got a pretty big lead over the rest of the field. Now, slowly over that section there means we can carry a better line through there. For me, not knowing this sort of game, every lap you're learning a little bit more. It's like The Sims, you're gradually increasing your skill very, very slowly. Okay, now I was trying to do like the whip or whatever it is to shrug off a bit of speed for the landing, but I'm just not going to do that because I'm going to crash if I do. Right, we've got 5 minutes to go. I'm falling off a lot less than I was expecting, and I am very grateful for that. Okay, we kick that a little wide. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a better way through there than the way I am taking it. Nope, we've done this one wrong. We might be able to recover it here with a big triple. Okay, that works. See, that is a line through there. We did it wrong initially, but we figured out a way to make it work. And there are some of these that I've come across where, as I said, I've found an alternate way through it that I perhaps prefer to the one the game recommends, and that's, say, all very well and good. If you're being smooth and able to carry the speed required, then, it doesn't matter what the game recommends. Oh, no. Wandered away a little bit from that, but it's fine. Okay, there we go. Round the hairpin we head. We have stabilised a little bit. I had a bit of jankiness on this one. Whoa, no. Okay, I got a bit too eager. We'd gotten away with getting on the power a few times there, so I was getting a bit greedy, and that's a bad idea through there. Honestly, I really, really enjoy this. I really enjoy this. As far as the actual career mode goes, I mean, it's kind of the typical start off in the lower categories, move up. You can, perform well. Teams will like you. You can get signed to bigger and better teams, etc. There are some different. I mean, it is of course around the Supercross portion of this. There are a couple of different types of game modes. There's a rhythm section that's kind of just like a straight line, and you've got to figure out how to get over the various jumps. It's what speed. It's kind of like a drag race, only you've got to deal with jumps and bumps and all of that good stuff as one of the challenges. And a couple of the there are a couple of much bigger outdoor circuits that you do ride around for like special events and so on. So you're not just completely confined to the stadium sections. There'll be definitely plenty to keep you going. Depending on the manufacturer. So I've been riding Kawasaki's in this one just because I started in free play with a Kawasaki because I picked a random rider, and then I got leveled up and got some bits, so the Kawasaki's were a little faster, so I ran them in the career mode, and that's how I've ended up running them. But you've got plenty of bikes to choose from. There's plenty of customization for your bikes, for your rider. As you go through it, you will level up and you will get new bits and pieces to customize all of that. So there's plenty to be doing in this one. Whoa, don't go too far outside of the just desperately trying to cling on to a bike and not fall over. The tie line there does actually seem to be working for me. Oh, a little bit. I'm mindful of some of the ruts and the bumps we've got in a couple of places now that I don't want to fall foul to. No, it's fine. We're all good. We are all fine through there. This might work or might not. Did I go fast enough? No, I did not. We'll just have to settle for an extra bump there. Not quite as fast as it could be, but we will get a good run on the exit here. Now, don't be an idiot, just a little tap on the throttle. You can actually see how cut up the track is getting in that final corner. I'm opting to take the wider line through there. You could take the tighter line, both will work, but you want to be on one or the other because otherwise the bike's going to buck and throw you around, cause you grief. That is a big jump to the inside. Hello, do not mind me. We are the leader. We are in a bit of a rush. Got a decent lead. Second place is definitely close if I do anything stupid through all of this. Is that too late on the brakes? Don't know. God, that is a really horrible corner. We have got not long to go now until the end of the race. Still not far. I'm not fast enough through there. I need to be faster through there because it just throws me out completely down this section. We lose heaps of time. Thankfully, that is the only section where we seem to be really struggling to get any sort of consistency on. This section, relatively good on. That time there, we took the lower line through that. Still works to carry momentum. We managed to hook the bike into the groove. If you are going to do it, you've really got to make sure you've got the bike hooked up, because if, like there, for example, where I bobbled out a bit slightly, that one wasn't too bad, but it can go an awful lot worse. We've got a little wide. We've gone too wide there. That was it's not as big a groove on that corner as some, but that was very much a case of I just slid over the top, essentially. That's going to be a iffy momentum moment for me. Now, try and be braver with the throttle. No, we kicked it sideways at an inopportune time, so now we're bunny hopping, although we have recovered it for the secondary part. You can see there's a little groove there that I tried to hook the bike into. Proceeded to get very, very sideways and immediately lost it. Right. Thankfully, we have still got a considerable lead. We went over the groove there, but that's fine. We're at this difficulty level. The AI are not quite taking those jumps there as nicely, although we slid over the top. God, the track is actually, you can see here, the track is changing. Not massively, it's changing just enough to make it that I really need to be more precise with my positioning of the bike. And I've got to be more aware that it will be very easy to make mistakes. There in particular, that hairpin. We've had a couple of offs, but nothing too terrible. And yeah, we were fast enough. Okay, I think typically as I go to record, I think I probably need to turn the difficulty up for future reference, but yeah. Again, even though technically we've been far faster than the AIs, this is still a terrifying experience of clinging on for dear life, because you've got to try and deal with the bike. And that one that I think we sat up on the edge of the kind of dirt there, and it sent me round. To be fair, the actual you can see second place wasn't that far away. Oh, yeah. As you can see, also note the lap time. Admittedly, second place was 3 seconds quicker than everybody. Weird lap time spread has gone on in this one, but there we go. We took the victory in this. I mean, I really like this game. And I have to say, I have liked the Supercross games in the past, and this one I've gelled with more than the others. I can't give you a specific reason, but I really have kind of gelled with this one, and very much been enjoying it. I mean, what this game has brought up an interesting kind of a comparison in some ways for me, in that I remember watching a video. I think it was JSR Down, and I apologise if it wasn't. But I have also seen this talked about before. In that a lot of time, racing games are not included in the discourse about game difficulty. Something like Dirt Rally 2, for example, is a very, very tough game, but you wouldn't talk about it like you would Dark Souls, for example. Personally, not a fan of Dark Souls, but you know, if you think about it, racing games do not get included in that, and I think often the reason behind it is that it's not physically difficult to drive a car down a rally stage. The difficult part is to go very, very quickly down said rally stage. Anyone can get it to the end, you just go slowly. This game, it is difficult just to do a lap. To try and get a lap without falling off. And it's not because the physics have their moments of being a little bit janky, I will admit. But it's not because the physics are janky. It's because you've got so much to deal with. You've got so much to be working with on this. And deal with and process if you are not used to, like, even me who is used to racing games is not used to having to deal with everything that the dirt bikes are going to ask of you, dealing with the flow and the rhythms and you know, the airtime and all of that. And that's what makes this such a great challenge to me. Yeah, I do very, very much recommend this one, as I've had an awful lot of fun trying something different, and it's very much been a game that I've wanted to get faster and faster at, because it's really rewarding when you get that good lap. And it will take a while to get used to it, and even when you know what you're doing, there's the track starts evolving and changing, you've got to adapt, and yeah, I think it's really cool. I really like this one. I really, really like this one. It is a great challenge. Even if I've fallen off a bike a lot of times, it is, yeah, very, very good fun. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.